Hey, what is happening, guys? Thank you for tuning into Rules for Rebels. It is Friday before Memorial Day, just hanging out with my dogs here, doing a little bit of work around the yard. Rocking a tank top today. I thought I might be able to pick up some of Tanner J. Fox's audience if I do that. No, I'm just playing. Tanner's got better biceps than me. I gotta start lifting more. Yeah, it's Friday before Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully all you guys are gonna have a safe and happy weekend. Couple days off work here. Me and my business partner just started taking off 1 day a week each. So I got a nice long weekend here. And we're each doing 4-day work weeks through the summer. So that's kind of a nice little perk of doing your own thing. But I just wanted to make a quick video. So today's video is going to be about why print on demand is a better business than dropshipping. Now, by no means am I saying print on demand is the best business to get into. It's a very low barrier to entry. The quality can be spotty. It can be tough trying to start your own brand or trying to launch your own brand if you're not tapping into kind of an existing audience. Not everyone's going to have success with it. I don't necessarily even think it's the best business for everyone. You know, a lot of people say, like, what's the best business to start? I think the best business to start is the business that caters to your strengths, your passions, your interests. That's going to be what you're going to be most active with, most involved with, and what you're most likely going to stick with. But I do notice a lot of people rushing into e-commerce. E-commerce is kind of the hot thing to get into right now. I notice a lot of people are looking for something with a low barrier to entry, hence everybody going to dropshipping. There's nothing wrong with e-commerce, but when I see people going into e-commerce and I don't really feel like they're passionate about e-commerce, they necessarily have an aptitude in e-commerce, that they have any skill sets leading to e-commerce. I feel like people are just going into e-commerce because it's what a lot of people on YouTube are telling them to do. So there's a lot of ways to make money. You can be a content writer, you can do blogs, you can start up a social media presence and things about a certain hobby or certain industry and try to make money off advertising. Like, I think there's probably 100 better ways to make money than print on demand, but for the people who are either have an aptitude for e-commerce, having a passion for e-commerce, or that's just what they want to get into for whatever reason, if you're between doing Ali Express Dropshipping or doing a print on demand business, I would highly recommend that you go the way of the print-on-demand businesses. They're not all going to be successful. I see people on Reddit a lot, and I actually caught myself falling into this trap myself recently. So sometimes I'll see people on Reddit or wherever else, and they'll be like, "Hey, I'm the CEO of, Pumped Workout Gear, and we're bringing the top quality workout gear to everybody." And I go check out their store, and they're selling Gildan 200 t-shirts for $45 or something like that, and it's like, dude, come on, like, you got to make sure that your brand matches, or I guess what you're selling matches not only the image but kind of the promises you're making to your customers. Now, when I think about workout clothes, I'm thinking about like the what's the material, like the sweat wicking kind of like Under Armour brand stuff. So if you're telling me that your brand is going to bring the highest quality workout gear, and then I get a thick cotton Gildan kind of scratchy t-shirt, like, it doesn't really jive. That's not really, to me, the highest quality workout gear out there. So why would you start a business kind of promoting that? And I actually had an idea it was going to be kind of a personal brand / passion project. I may do something with it down the road, so I don't really want to give away the brand name. I have awesome logos made. I kind of have an awesome kind of marketing plan and content behind the brand. But the brand, the name of the brand and the essence of it was going to be like a higher quality of goods, and that was actually even in the name, like almost like better than, superior than, etc. And then when I started setting up the print on demand business, like, yeah, you can get higher quality print on demand stuff. Like, you can get very high quality t-shirts made if you shop around and find the right print on demand suppliers. But I found the prices were kind of too high, and I didn't want to be selling like $50 t-shirts. And on the cheaper end, I didn't want to be selling Gildan or even Bella and Canva t-shirts and saying, like, this is the best quality. Like, if I'm going to put out a brand that's going to market quality, I want to make sure that I have a quality product behind it. So I decided, and also another thing about that business, it wasn't really tied into an existing audience. So essentially, I would have had to get everybody to kind of buy into my brand and my lifestyle. Not that I couldn't do that, but that's a lot more challenging than tapping into an existing audience that people already associate themselves with. So anyhow, in terms of print on demand versus, what are you doing, Ben? In terms of print on demand versus AliExpress, product quality, if you shop around, if you order samples, you can find some decent stuff, but product quality tends to be kind of spotty. People do not want to wait 30 days, 45 days, 60 days to get their items. And then the last thing is just you just don't have a lot of control over the entire process. You don't have a lot of control over the quality. You don't have a lot of control over when people are going to get their merchandise. If you're trying to hold yourself out like a higher quality supplier, for anybody who's gotten an Ali Express product in the mail, you know it comes wrapped in like a dirty black plastic garbage bag. It just doesn't scream high quality. And as much as we all say we don't care about packaging, packaging does kind of help form the image of the brand. It's why when you buy high quality things, they come in heavy duty, nice looking boxes, and it's why when you buy cheap stuff, they, you know, come in a plastic blister pack. Like, packaging does go to the quality of an item, but there's a whole bunch of negatives about AliExpress. Another one of them being, you can't really sell unique products. Like, yeah, I know there's a lot of good stuff. I know that, I shouldn't even say good stuff. I know there's a lot of different selections on AliExpress. If I want to sell camping hammocks, there's probably 100 different kinds of camping hammocks, but because drop shipping is such a low barrier to entry, you get a lot of people going into it. And when I, you know, see on eCommerce or Shopify subreddits, you know, every day there's people, can someone review my Shopify store? Can someone review my Shopify store? Can someone review my Shopify store? And store after store after store, I see the same people selling not only the same types of goods, but even the exact same goods. And so the reason I think print on demand is a little bit better, print on demand typically has pretty quick shipping times. I think Custom Cat says they ship out within like 2 days. Then you're looking at what, maybe a 3 to 4 day shipping time. So you're going to have that package to a customer in less than a week. Printful, I haven't ordered a ton of stuff off Printful, but they tend to be pretty quick. Like, with pretty much across the board, any print-on-demand company, I would say your customers are going to have their items within 10 days, probably a couple days sooner than that. So customers are going to be receiving their items quicker. That alleviates one of my biggest beefs with drop shipping is the long shipping times. Having a unique product. With print-on-demand, you're the one doing the designs. It's all about your creativity. It's all about the niche that you enter into. So whereas if you're selling camping hammocks, there's probably going to be 10 other guys selling the same camping hammock as you. If you're doing print on demand, there's only one person doing your designs. You are the only one that has your brand. So you actually have unique products as well. And then I'm not saying like packaging and stuff is a huge issue, but one thing with packaging, like I think AliExpress packaging is horrible, is horrendous. It shows the customer the price that you paid for the item right on the label. Granted, with print on demand, your items are just coming in poly mailers, but again, it's just a t-shirt, so packaging isn't really that important. But one cool thing, there's one print on demand supplier called Print-Ora, and one cool thing that they do, they let you take it kind of a step further than some of these other print on demand companies in terms of like establishing a brand. And that includes like the tags on the shirts. You can have custom tags with your brand. I think they charge like 50 cents extra, but you can do that. They also allow pack-ins. When I was going to do my brand, one thing I was going to do, there's, I shouldn't give this away, but I'll give this away. So I'm sure you guys have seen these like keychains that look like old school like motel keys. I know my girlfriend is a big fan of, not Stranger Things, what's that TV show? Twin Peaks. And my girlfriend bought off someone on Etsy these Twin Peaks keychain. And so I was going to get these, and I think people are into vintage, so those old school motel keychains are kind of cool. So I was going to get some of these old school motel keychains made with my brand, and then something that Print-Ora will actually let you do is include pack-ins. So what that means is if I got 100 of these old school motel keychains printed, I could actually send them off to Print-Ora, and I think it costs about $1.50 extra, but for $1.50, with every t-shirt that Print-Ora ships out, they're going to include one of my keychains. So what I think is kind of cool about that, it lets you further establish your brand. If somebody else is just selling a t-shirt and I have a t-shirt and a keychain, as stupid as it may seem with a keychain, I feel like even though it's costing me $1.50 or $2, it adds a lot more perceived value. It furthers the brand, and it kind of separates yourself from a lot of these other print-on-demand shippers, who print-on-demand businesses who are just like sending products to people from Teespring. So, you know, if you're looking for a low barrier to entry business to get into, if you're kind of on the fence about should I do AliExpress dropshipping, look into print-on-demand. Again, by no means am I saying it's the best business to run out and jump into, but if I had a choice between print-on-demand and AliExpress dropshipping, I would take print-on-demand any day. I've actually just recently rolled out a new print-on-demand store. It hasn't actually launched yet. I'm actually working on it in the back end of I'm a Shopify affiliate. I would recommend all you guys become Shopify affiliates. I know a lot of people want to play around with designing Shopify stores and things like that, and you start the trial, and then your 14-day trial comes to an end, and you're like, oh, what do I do now? Do I press forward and pay the $29, or do I not? There's like a development stores or something like that in the back end of your Shopify affiliate program. And what it's meant for is people like you and me, or developers or web designers. If we're building stores for somebody, we can build them in our own back end, and then when the process is done, we can transfer them. So if any of you guys want to get into like selling Shopify stores on the Shopify exchange, it's a way to do that. If a buddy of yours is looking for help launching a business, you can build them a store in your back end and pass it along to them. And even for your own stores, you can build them in the back end. So I can't give away what my store is. It's actually one of my hottest selling Amazon merch niches, so I don't want to give it away. But it's been consistently making money on Amazon merch for quite a few months now. And I'm like, you know what? There's really nobody who has a standalone Shopify store selling within this niche. There's a lot of things I really like about this. I mean, first off, the shirts sell well. The concept is proven. Nobody else has a standalone Shopify store. There's very little competition. There's a huge audience for this product. And one thing that's just kind of a nice little bonus. So my girlfriend's family, her uncle actually, owns a very popular clothing store, apparel store in Chicago. It's on Chicago Avenue. I'm not going to give the name of it, but this t-shirt brand that I'm starting, and these t-shirts that have been selling really well for me, it perfectly falls into his niche, and the people who buy his clothes would definitely like this kind of stuff. So ultimately, my idea, if I can grow this up or build this up, would be I either want him to carry my shirts in his store, or I may actually try to sell this print-on-demand shop to him. I think there's a lot more he can do with it. Like, I'm going to be doing, print-on-demand, so the margins are great. He has graphic designers. He has screen printers. He's in the apparel business. So if I'm able to have success with it with print-on-demand margins, somebody like him who kind of has the resources and everything to have a bunch of blank shirts printed, he can probably be getting shirts for $2, $3, $4 a pop, whereas I'm paying, I guess depending on which print-on-demand supplier I go with, anywhere from $6 for like a cheaper Gildan shirt to, if I were to go through like Printful and do an American Apparel shirt, probably about $16 after shipping. So he could actually, basically if I'm able to sell shirts, if he were able to do it with these better margins, it would be very, very profitable. So I was almost thinking about trying to either partner with him and split profits, or maybe even just sell the business off to him and keep a little bit of recurring income coming in, maybe 10 or 20%. So just kind of an idea I have for my shop. But yeah, nothing wrong with print on demand. Great side hustle, something you can do outside of your 9-to-5 job, something that doesn't really require special skills, and something that really could be done for like $100 or less. So if you are on the fence about Ali Express Dropshipping, try print on demand instead. If you're on the fence between these two businesses, lean towards the print on demand. I think you have a better chance of succeeding, and also it can be scaled into something bigger. If you actually prove that you can sell these shirts, well, why not start ordering blanks in bulk, going to a local screen printer, getting those printed, and making like 3x margins what you were making. So that's my little ramble for today. I'm gonna get going. I got some stuff to do around the house today. I think my dogs are getting bored here. But hope everybody has a safe and happy Memorial Day. I don't know if I can't talk today. I don't know if I'll make any videos between now and then. But if not, I'll see you guys after Memorial Day. Have a good week, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.